First, I just want to say it's been an amazing run. When he asked me to be Education Commissioner, I wasn't sure it was going to be this much activity and this much of an agenda on a constant basis. But we always said, what changes education? And before I even get to that point, why is it so important? Education is the one thing left that will save our country, protect our futures, and bring about another 200 plus years of prosperity. So we know that. It's got to be an education. And then how are we doing it? Governor DeSantis from the get-go said ACT, accountability, we got to make sure that we measure, because if you measure, you care. Choice, we've got to give parents choices like we have here at Jacksonville Classical. And the third one is teachers. You got to go out there and you got to get the best and the brightest teachers. I don't care if you teach, you have a great teacher, they could be under an oak tree outside, not even in a building, and they can impart knowledge and truth and wisdom to those children like nobody else can. The one thing that we know, you put a child in front of a great teacher, and maybe they've not had a great education, that one great teacher can change them in one single year. And so when you see this massive investment, and what does that mean? You take the entire Southeast, we're #1 in minimum teacher pay. You take the Northeast, we're tied at best, at a minimum for first. So now you're going to have all these people who want to come to Florida because they're going to get the best compensation and be in an environment where you have great accountability and you have great choice. And it's a game changer. So you look at these metrics that the governor's talking about. Accountability, what's our agenda? We went from 50th and now, as he said, we're #3. And accountability, he's not done on that. We're going to absolutely turn upside down the accountability system by getting rid of the FSA and going to a much more meaningful progress monitoring system where you're tracking these kids throughout the whole year and making sure you can catch them before it's too late and then make the necessary adjustments. Choice, the massive expansion of choice. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank these legislators who have, under the governor, in the legislature, the largest expansion of school choice in the history of the state. And now you have these teacher compensation and this investment in public education, the largest increase in the BSA in over almost a decade, the largest increase in our per pupil funding of $8,000, $188. You take the school hardening and you take the mental health, which, as he mentioned, is just been passionately fought for by the First Lady. They're almost essentially doubled in the time that he's been governor. These are just transformational things which absolutely, as our headmaster here said, these are things that transform the hearts and the souls and the minds of the next generation. And you want to know the best predictor of what the future of this country, what the future of the state looks like, if you can go back to Socrates, Lobs, I'm messing it up, Hobbes and Locke, thank you. I was close. And even Lincoln, they would always say, if you want to know what the future of a country looks like, I can tell you that by showing me how you're educating your kids. Well, in Florida, we're educating them in a beautiful way to transform those hearts, minds, and souls, and the future for Florida looks great. So thank you so much, Governor.